terrific slate of games starts in Syracuse, New York, where the home team Orange welcomes in the 11th ranked Duke Blue Devils. Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining us alongside Matt Ward. I'm Jay Alter. Buckle up, we're going to have a fun one today in the Dome. If recent history tells us anything, last 7 meetings, 6 of them have been decided by just 1 goal between Duke and Syracuse.
It's always a great game, but I truly believe that this year it means more than most because this is a win-in kind of game for these teams. I think you need a victory here to have on your resume to make it in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, so with a must-win matchup between these two teams, who can they lean on to set the tone?
Well, for Duke, you look to Brendan O'Neill. I mean, he is just an absolute force. He's a physical specimen. He uses his body so well when he dodges. He's got an amazing release. Look at the wrist release there, and then right here, this is his forte, just bodying you up, putting the ball in the far corner.
And for Syracuse, Tucker Dordovic has to have a great game if the Orange want to win.
He's been the bright spot for this Syracuse offense. He is just an absolute fantastic athlete that can do it himself. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good right there with the deflection in the back of the cage, but this right here just shows that he can shoot with either hand with the absolute rocket from the outside with his left hand.
He's coming off a career high 6 goals, 3 assists to the win against Stony Brook. They're going to need that to try and beat this talented Duke team. On paper, the Blue Devils do have the better roster. Gary Gate and his staff hoping that they can have better chemistry on the field to try and earn a much-needed win. They're also going to need a huge face-off performance from Jacob Fopp. You see he's 58% on the year. Jake Naso, 61%, leads the ACC for Duke. And when these two met a year ago, Fopp was pulled after the game after going 1 of 10 against Naso. Naso dominated him a year ago, totally had his number, winning 90% in that battle.
And you can't underestimate the importance of the face-off game. You know, for this Syracuse team that probably doesn't have the athletes that Duke does, it's those possessions that you can get over and over and over again that are going to give them a chance to pull off the upside.
Yeah, Fopp in white and orange, Naso in blue and white. And we are underway to start a terrific Saturday filled with lacrosse. You look at the numbers we just told you. Naso 24 of 32 a year ago against Syracuse. Fopp just 1 of 10 against Duke. Long battle for the opening faceoff. And it's finally collected by Naso.
And those are the face-off draws that Syracuse really needs to come up with because Fopp won the actual draw and then the wings made it a scrum and Duke was able to emerge with it. But those are the 50-50 ground balls that are more important for the Syracuse Orange team than I do think they are for Duke.
Syracuse been changing it up in goal under first-year head coach. It's Bobby Gavin, the Virginia transfer, who starts in cage, makes a great save to get things going. Here comes the Orange in transition. And Seabold decides to slow it down. What's the key for the Syracuse attack today?
I think you got to start with Tucker Dordovic. Can he win his matchup consistently and put pressure on Duke's defense, get them sliding a little bit where they can then play team offense? But he is kind of a me-first type player, right? He's going to score more off the dodge and he's going to get his teammates involved. But if he can win that matchup, it's going to open the door for a lot of these complementary players for Syracuse.
High heat. Adler got a piece of it and Syracuse backs it up. It's an Orange midfield that's still missing first liner Lucas Quinn. Griffin Cook, Brendan Curry, Tyler Cordes. And an opening possession goes empty for the Orange. They're facing Mike Adler in cage. He had the heroics a year ago in a 1-goal game that Duke hung on to win with his last second save. As we shift to the Duke offense, headlined by Brendan O'Neill. There he is, 34 in blue. Trying to get those hands free, backed up comfortably by Sean Lully. This is a really talented, high-powered attack that we've seen flashes of what makes them so good, Matt, but lacking consistency, lacking chemistry at times. Almost a terrific goal. Williams spun around, flung it at the cage off the pipe. Two teams still trying to find their footing offensively Gary Gate told us this Syracuse team needs a full 60 minutes to beat Duke. They don't have the talent to afford to make mistakes at this game.
Especially early in the games. You know, early in the year they got down big to Maryland, got down big to UVA, and they don't have some of the firepower that they have had in previous seasons. So it's particularly important for them, in my opinion, to get an early lead here against this Duke team, which has been susceptible to that.
Here's Mikey Berkman curling around the cage. Lost the ball. Shot clock now under 25 seconds as Berkman recovers. And Buttermore has 20 seconds to work with now. Dordovic likes to attack from up top. The former midfielder goes lefty, missed it.
Just look at his acceleration, though. I mean, he is as explosive a player as you'll find in the country.
Seabold with 5 seconds to shoot. Syracuse has to hurry. That's not going to be the answer, although a big hit. No good. Seabold couldn't cash in on the turnover. Another chance goes wide. Syracuse with great looks early, but can't convert.
Adler with some spectacular saves here early on in the Carrier Dome. The first on an outside shot from Dordovic, and then right there stuffing Seabold from his backside.
You couldn't ask for a better opportunity if you're Owen Seabold to try and open the scoring here. And Syracuse does open the scoring. Exactly what the Orange needed. Matteo Corsi.
And just a nice offensive set. Corsi, high to high. Adler is one of the better goalies in the country, but he has a tendency to go low. And Corsi puts it to the top portion of the cage with a beautiful overhand stroke. Gets his 3rd goal of the season.
Yeah, the freshman out of the Hill Academy puts the Orange up 1-0. And again, a Duke offense that's lacking that chemistry this season. We know they've got the talent. We know they're capable, but they go empty on a couple of possessions after winning the opening faceoff, and Syracuse converts on the other end.
And again, this is a Duke team that scored 3 goals in the first half against Loyola, 2 against Towson, right? They are not a team that gets off to a fast start, and Syracuse really needs to jump on that.
Dyson Williams, 51 in blue, carries it behind the cage. He's got 30 goals on the season. Another Hill Academy product on the field today. After Corsi opened the scoring, here's the Kai Montgomery in attack mode. O'Neal working on Kennedy. Double team comes in, passes out of it. Back to O'Neal. All eyes on 34 in blue. McAdory, the freshman out of St. Anthony's.
McAdory is such an important part for this Duke offense. I really think outside of O'Neal, he's their most dangerous dodger. And they need him to mature, continue going at the rate that he is, which has been impressive, but he's got so much more talent.
Dave Petramala's defense dialed in to start this game. Syracuse running in transition. A flamethrower from Sam Alexo, and it's 2-0 Orange early.
From defense to offense right here, just a great job, team defense from Syracuse with a double team. And now Alexo breaks up the field. Gavin with his head up. Now they're pushing in transition. Duke is slow to go. And Alexo with the perfect placement. Look at Coach Petramala on the sideline, fired up for his Syracuse Orange. Now with a 2-0 lead against the Blue Devils.
You know, it's a Syracuse team that has struggled in the Hatfield setting. And I asked Gary Gate, because when he was the coach of the women's team here at Syracuse, they love to score in transition. He goes, you know, we've been working on it. Maybe this is the week that we start to find the transition goals, and they got their one with Alexo. The Dukes won every faceoff today, but they're down 2-0. Does look like Naso is picking up where he left off last year when he beat Fop 9-1 at the X. And I guess why that's important is while Syracuse's defense has been excellent to start this first quarter, could start to wear down if Naso's getting the better of Fop all afternoon long. Lully curling around the cage, and Duke pulls one back through the transfer from Penn, Sean Lully.
Sean Lully continues to find his place in this offense. The transfer from the University of Pennsylvania with a nice hard planted X. Now he drives up the field. Three-quarter release, which increases his angle. We're going to get a great look of it here. Three-quarters release and this perfect placement to the far post. Coach Janowski said he's finding his way more and more and more as this Duke team gels on offense.
You know, it's funny, those are two former Ivy League players going head-to-head. Lully, who's from Penn, and Nick Kakemo, the transfer from Yale. Just had a step on him and used it. Fop still looking for his first face-off win of the day. Dives all out to keep it alive, and the Orange scoop it up with Alexo.
And it's those ground balls that we've hit on that are so important, especially when you have a disadvantage at the face-off X, which it seems to be the case here for Syracuse.
Syracuse's first settled possession off of face-off win. This is Griffin Cook, number 2 in white. Hesitates and then gives it up. Quick pass and it leads to a goal. Mikey Berkman. And Syracuse controlling the early part of this game, leading 3-1.
This is absolutely ridiculous how quick Berkman gets this ball out of his stick. Just one motion. Catch and release. No wasted movement to the near side high portion of the cage. Syracuse clicking on offense all over the field, pushing in transition, and now a 6-on-6 goal. Love what I'm seeing from the Orange.
You point to the 3-4 record and you say it's been a trying start for Gary Gayton his first year as head coach, but the one thing he told us yesterday is he loves that this team has gotten better every single week, and for a coaching staff that game planned around having Owen Hiltz as the feature of their attack, they've needed time to get up to speed, try and create game plans that really feature guys like Berkman and Seabold instead of Hiltz. And you see early in this game, Syracuse has cashed in on their possessions. Almost another goal there. High heat riser from Dordovic. But there's no doubt about it, midway through this opening quarter, Matt, Syracuse's game plan working to perfection right now. Seabold there and pass. Kennedy couldn't control it, so that's an over and back Duke ball. Quick restart for the Blue Devils. Maybe they're trying to look for something in transition because they've struggled to break down this Syracuse defense in the half field.
I think for Duke, yeah, you push in transition when you can, but I think for them, given that they're probably going to have a possession advantage in this game, just continue to wear down this Syracuse defense, play 6-on-6 offense, be patient, because they're big physical bodies, and that will pay dividends long term as McAdory splits the defense.
Ton of speed out of the freshman from St. Anthony's. McAdory drilled, and now Syracuse will look to run again with Brett Kennedy. Already with one transition goal today. Buttermore just couldn't get a clean look at the cage there. Orange does back it up though.
And for both these teams, what you're going to see, which is kind of unique in this matchup, is typically attackmen start behind the cage. Dornovic and O'Neal are actually playing in front of the cage, right? And you don't see that typically, and it's because they're so explosive, they're so talented. They're shoot first more maybe than pass first. And so they're trying to put their players in the best position to take advantage of their skill sets.
Syracuse with 10 shots already in this first quarter, controlling a 3-1 lead. They're getting good looks.
And their footwork has been impressive right there. Griffin Cook doing a nice job with that hitch step, stepping up the field to get his hands free. Syracuse looks sharp, as good as I've seen them look all year.
Dornovic rings it off the pipe and in. Stepped on the brake, swung around, and beat Adler. It's Syracuse leading 4-1 in this first quarter.
We talked about putting your best players in the right spot in the field. Tucker Dornovic doing what he does best with a hard plant. Turn and shoot. Right here, Cuse is humming up 4-1 on Blue Devils.
I love A&T Chevrolet. They make it so easy.
A new Chevy and that new car smell? Life is good.
The A&T Advantage makes car buying simple, convenient, and exceptional.
During Truck Month, spring into savings with a $1,000 accessories allowance on a new Chevy truck.
No hassle, no haggle, no pressure. And that Bulldog is dreamy.
I double dog dare you to check out A&T Chevrolet. They're closer than you think.
We love our new apartment,
Great kitchen, open floor plan.
but there's not much privacy. At least Geico makes bundling our renters and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Why is it so funny?
Syracuse up on Duke 4-1 as we welcome you back to the ACC on ESPN. What a week for lacrosse fans, and here at ESPN we are thrilled. ESPN getting the rights to the PLL really solidifies ESPN's home for lacrosse. And season kicks off June 4th, 47 games, 13 cities, all right here on ESPN, and I am fired up.
Look, I'm fired up for the fans. I'm really fired up for the players. The PLL has done everything right for the players and what they're building, their vision, which I think had been lacking in somewhat of the outdoor game prior to them coming about. And credit to the Rabel brothers for just being incredible for the game of lacrosse. Obviously Paul's one of the best players of all time, but he may go down as the most impactful lacrosse player for what he's doing for the sport off the field. And that speaks volume about his vision, what he's trying to build.
No doubt about it, and we at ESPN are just so fortunate that we get to help this game grow. After the college season, it just continues at the pro level with the PLL. Face-offs have been a battle. That one dug out by Carter Rice. Syracuse has now won 3 face-offs in a row. They've taken control of this game up 4-1, and their offense looks unrecognizable compared to the first 7 games of this season. This is by far the best they have played under Gary Gay.
Well, it looks confident, right? I mean, you watch them early in the year and they didn't have belief that they could generate the type of opportunities and put constant pressure on the defenses. But right now, I mean, look at this set. This is great. I mean, that's just picture perfect lacrosse.
Another goal, this time Brendan Curry.
And it's team offense. I mean, this is so Dornovic, the goal previous, scored himself. Now he draws a double team, gets to Curry, who just pings the far corner. But look, Dornovic's at the exact same spot he was on his previous goal. Duke has to now make adjustments. They double team. He makes a great pass to Curry, who gets his first of the game. The 3-time captain has been an incredible and a mainstay here for the Syracuse Orange offense.
It's not just one guy for Syracuse right now. 5 goals from 5 different players. And with 4:55 left to this first quarter, this is a Syracuse team making a statement right now. You said it at the top of the show, Matt. The winner of this game builds that NCAA tournament resume with 2 teams that really don't have many, room for error, you know?
I'm not being dramatic. Look, with the Ivy League having 6 potential teams that could get in, right? The Big Ten looking really deep and comfortable. Ohio State's back. Maryland looks like to be the best team in the country. ACC's down a little bit. These wins matter because they're getting 3 in at most, in my opinion.
And we spoke with Duke head coach John Danowski, and he talked about it, you know, when you lose to a Jacksonville, you lose to a Loyola, you need to be really, really good now in ACC play. And their first ACC game today, down 5-1, and they've just looked off the pace on both ends, defense and offense.
And it's not the first time this season. I mean, they got thoroughly outplayed by a Loyola. They were down to Towson. I mean, this is a Duke team that gets off to slow starts. They need to figure it out here because Syracuse can continue to put the pressure on them.
Desperate for a goal on this possession, and they turn it over again. Kennedy scoops it up, spins out of the double team. This is a Syracuse team that's confident. They've caused 4 turnovers today. They've executed on the offensive side of the field. This is the Lacrosse Gary Gait envisioned when he took the job. Buttermore passes it off. Syracuse leading by 4 goals, can afford to be patient.
This is a great matchup here. You have Dordovic matched up against a short stick. Duke's going to have to be early to slide. And a nice job from Dordovic recognizing that and getting Buttermore for the step down up in front.
18 seconds left on the shot clock with the reset. Five seconds to shoot. Syracuse has to hurry. They might just dump this ball in the corner, and that's what they decide to do. Here's Brennan O'Neill, who's been quiet today. Kennedy's kept him at bay. Who needs to step up right now for this Duke offense?
Look, I think McAdory is the next closest thing to O'Neill in terms of being able to win one-on-one matchups and getting him involved. Because what it looks like to me is Syracuse defense, whether whoever's guarding O'Neill as he fires one off the post, can handle that matchup for the most part, right? O'Neill's going to win some here and there, but he's not physically overpowering them. So it's the other players for Duke that need to step up.
90 seconds left to this first quarter. Duke only 1 goal. You mentioned, Matt, the slow starts this season that have plagued them. They are desperate to try and get one past Gavin. It's been a goalie battle all season between Bobby Gavin and Harrison Thompson. Gavin with his play against Stony Brook earned the start again today, and he's delivering once again, although almost a dangerous, dangerous play. It'll stay Duke ball. Dave Petramala is livid. That almost was a Duke goal.
Schaefer Woody may have stepped on the crease before he dropped the ball, causing that in and out. Usually you're allowed to place it back into the cage. He must have stepped into the crease area.
Holly's got the lone goal for Duke this afternoon. Sends it back to O'Neill. He just can't get his hands free.
And again, that's a nice job by Kennedy, forcing him right. O'Neill is a very left-handed player. Coach Janowski said his right's getting better every day. But if you're going to give up a step, force him down the sideline to his right hand, and you're going to trust Gavin in the cage to make that stop more often than not.
Less than 30 seconds left to this first quarter. O'Neill, that time did get the hands free, but sent it wide.
Look, Brett Kennedy, number 11 for Syracuse, he's climbing the ranks in terms of all-time greats for the Orange in terms of caused turnovers. He's 4 away now, I think, from being 5th all-time in terms of caused turnovers, so he's had a great career, and he's a good matchup against Brennan O'Neill. He's physical, he's fast.
Here's O'Neill, steps in, fires, rings it off the pipe. He's taken 5 shots of this first quarter, but none have found the back of the net. Duke will have 6 seconds here. Got to work quickly. Fed inside, Williams shuffled it, but wide. It's Syracuse with a dominant first quarter, a 5-1 lead. You could not have asked for a better start for the Orange.
They're doing everything well. They're stopping the ball in the cage. They're playing good team defense. They're sliding well. They're pushing in transition. Offensively, they're playing unselfish lacrosse, and they're bearing their shots. I mean, what else? If you're a coach, right? Like that's check, 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 check.
Now this is interesting. A timeout has been taken with 0.3 seconds left of the first quarter. There's nothing you can do in lacrosse. This isn't like basketball where you could even try and get a tip in.
Yeah, I think
from where they are in the field, you can't score this ball.
They wanted us to spend time trying to figure out why there was a timeout called here. Well, look, I mean, first half, it is what it is. In second half, maybe a bigger mistake from the coaching staff. But I think with 0.3 seconds, there's in no way can there be anything other than the end to the quarter.
Yeah. Maybe they wanted us to talk about how well Syracuse has played this quarter. Maybe that's why Syracuse took the timeout. But really, it's been the Orange defense that I feel like has really set the tone.
Yeah, I mean, right here, again, you can see O'Neill with a big windup over the top. I actually think
Gavin got a piece.
I
thought it was the pipe, but it was Gavin, yeah.
But right here, you're going to see again, you know, Syracuse knowing where to be positioned. They're playing the right spot right there on the crease. They know that's a predominantly left-handed player. They're not going to let him shoot it to his strong hands. So credit Coach Petramala having his team ready to go, not only mentally, but physically at this point.
And we were just told that it was Dave Petramala that took the timeout with 0.3 seconds. Maybe he didn't like something with how the defense was set up, didn't know how much time was left on the first quarter clock, but a dominant effort in this first quarter. This Syracuse team playing with their backs against the wall. They come in 3-4 on the season. They are feasting right now. A first quarter to remember and a 5-1 lead against Duke.
Hey CoverGirls, coming to you fresh-faced from home. Remember that? I was a CoverGirl in 1998, and today I'm a CoverGirl. Thanks to Simply Ageless, America's #1 anti-aging foundation. With the plumping power of hyaluronic acid complex. It's skincare and makeup in one for instant wrinkle reduction and healthy glowing skin. Once a CoverGirl, always a CoverGirl. With Simply Ageless. From easy, breezy, beautiful, CoverGirl.
Isn't it time we thank our eyes for maintaining focus in the face of pressure and for showing us you don't have to bowl a good game to have a good time? Thank your eyes by enrolling in a VSP Vision Plan. Learn how at VSP.com.
Old Spice College Lacrosse is brought to you by Old Spice. Smell ready for anything. You want to talk about smell? This is the Hangry Chef, otherwise known as the senior midfielder Brendan Curry. You can follow him on Instagram where, I mean, Chef Curry. This is gourmet. Look at that. That's all produced by Brendan Curry, and I'll tell you, I'm hungry after looking at that. He actually runs a little delivery service here on campus once a week. He and some teammates will do some breakfast sandwiches. They'll deliver it right to your door. Jacob Fopp is the delivery guy. They pull over, they send him shooting out of the car. And after looking through their Instagram yesterday, I need some of the blueberry bagels next time I'm in Syracuse, because Brendan Curry, top notch in the kitchen and in the midfield. He's got a goal today. And Fopp right now getting the better of Naso. Syracuse starts the second quarter with the ball, with the lead, 5-1. After the best quarter in the Gary Gate era, you could not have asked for a better start against this 11th ranked Duke team.
Now 50% for Falp at the face-off X. Just think about that. Last year he was 1 of 10.
You know, as a player, that's a mental hurdle you got to get over too, right?
It's a mental hurdle. I think credit to the coaching staff and scouting too, identifying some subtle changes that he need to make to be competitive in that area, and so far they're working. It's remarkable the face-off X adjustment and how matchup specific it can be, and for Falp to be able to make that adjustment thus far to get those extra possessions for Syracuse is probably the difference in the game.
Well, you ask yourself what's changed in a year, and Syracuse has brought in T.D. Erlin as an assistant coach to help with the face-off game, help with Falp. Wasn't able to make the game today because he's playing in the NLL Indoor League professionally, but was at practice 3 times this week. And clearly, whatever adjustments that they made have really paid off. There's McAdory with a burst of speed, denied by Gavin again. That's his 4th save. He's been really strong. He might be staking a claim to be in cage the rest of the season for the Orange.
That was an impressive individual effort from McAdory, but what a save in the cage, holding his position, being patient.
Corsi, who opened the scoring for the Orange, running on that second line midfield today, the freshman out of the Hill Academy. Seabold muscling it home. Owen Seabold in attack mode, and it's 6-1 Syracuse.
And we talked about Syracuse playing great team offense, getting the ball through the X. Seabold right here, just look at the patience, the push, and then the release using the defenseman as a screen to the near side. So far, not a bad possession in this game for the Syracuse offense. They are putting pressure on the Duke Blue Devils.
Face-off violation gives the ball to Duke. Matt said before this game, must-win game for these two teams as they look for postseason play. It's a loss that you felt neither team could really afford with what they've already done this season. Not much more room for error on the resume. Syracuse has come out and played like it. Backs against the wall. Now Duke in a 5-goal hole. How do they punch back?
It starts at the face-off X getting possession, and then offensively bearing their shots and playing a little bit more team offense. A little less dodging down the alleys, a little bit more ball movement through X and finding cutters.
Moving the ball well here, but Gavin snuffs it out again. He's been great in goal. 5 saves to his name today.
And that was a better offensive set for Duke. They got the ball through X, found cutters in front rather than what they had been doing predominantly with O'Neal in front of the cage, dodging down the alley, taking shots from the outside. A little too much one-on-one, and they just need to make it more of a 6-on-6 matchup.
Keep waiting for Duke to inevitably punch back in this game. You know, last 3 games between these two teams decided by just 1 goal. 6 of the last 7 meetings have come down to that 1-goal difference. And yet, here we are in the second quarter. Duke's still stuck on 1 goal scored. But Syracuse is making it look easy on the other end right now.
And this is a good team set here. You got Dordovic operating off-ball movement.
Has a step on Kenny Brower, feeds it to a cutter. Hands not free, battle for the ball. It'll stay with Syracuse, and they reset the shot clock as well to 60. Duke scoreless for 13 minutes. Syracuse has gone on a 4-0 run during that span. Curry, not a great angle, rang it off the pipe, out to Dordovic, who fires. Saved by Adler. Transition a foot in front. Syracuse wins the ball back.
And Duke is tired defensively here. Syracuse pushes in transition.
Great save by Adler. Syracuse keeps the possession alive. Adler with 2 huge saves, but his defense can't clear the ball, so Syracuse going to load up and attack again, leading by 5.
Adler coming up huge for Duke in the cage. Down 6-1, it could be a lot worse if he wasn't playing as sharp as he has.
4 saves to his name. Made a save in this matchup at the buzzer a year ago to win it for Duke. Here's Dordovic. Tried to go low, deflected, and Duke could come away with it. Wilson Stevenson got in front of it for the takeaway. Cleared by Jake Caputo. Duke's gone more than 14 minutes without a goal. Sound like a broken record asking you what can they possibly do to snap out of this cold streak.
Play offense like Syracuse is playing.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Just get teammates involved, hard dodges, move it through X. Now make a couple passes, and now's the time to attack, right? Get Syracuse's defense scrambling.
Montgomery calling for it. Denenza doesn't feed him. Sophomore takes it the other way. Here's Sean Lully. He's got the 1 goal for Duke today, the lone scorer.
This is just too much time in one player's stick. In and out. They got to move. So O'Neal should make this pass right now. He's got to move the ball with a double team. It's just too. But now Syracuse can be able to recover.
15 seconds on the shot clock. Duke desperate for a goal. Here's Montgomery. 7 seconds to shoot. Gives it away. Six caused turnovers by Syracuse today. Dave Petramala's defensive game plan has been perfect.
They've been sharp, and credit them for timing their slides at the right time, putting pressure on Duke, having a solid game plan, knowing which hands these players are. Duke, more than most teams, is pretty one-handed, right? You're not seeing a lot of righty-lefties. It's typically all left or all right. And Syracuse has scouted that and played great defense. Look how fast the ball is in and out of the stick for Syracuse compared to Duke. It's remarkable. It's such a faster pace of play, and it's putting so much more pressure on this Blue Devil defense because of that quickness and release.
And they seem to be playing with more of an edge, too. This feels like on both ends of the field, they just have that step. Curry gets one there. Good look. A little too high. "15 seconds left on the shot clock. Griffin Cook attacking from up top. Cook takes it inside. 5 seconds to shoot for Syracuse. And they get the goal with 2 seconds left on the timer. Mikey Berkman from outside again. Makes it 7-1 Orange.
Another picture-perfect offense is set, milking every second of the shot clock. Siebold up to Berkman with a 3-quarter release to the near side. Syracuse on a roll.
Hey Cover Girls, coming to you fresh-faced from home. Remember that? I was a cover girl in 1998, and today I'm a cover girl. Thanks to Simply Ageless, America's #1 anti-aging foundation. With the plumping power of hyaluronic acid complex. It's skincare and makeup in one for instant wrinkle reduction and healthy glowing skin. Once a cover girl, always a cover girl. With Simply Ageless. From easy, breezy, beautiful, cover girl.
Isn't it time we thank our eyes for always putting in a full day's work or play and for connecting us one generation to another. Thank your eyes by enrolling in a VSP Vision Plan. Learn how at VSP.com.
Well, how about this Syracuse Orange team? A commanding 7-1 lead midway through the second quarter. There is plenty of time for Duke to come back in this game, but not the way they're playing right now. It just seems like Gary Gait and Dave Petramala have crafted the perfect game plan to take down the Blue Devils today.
It's definitely the best stretch of lacrosse that Syracuse has played all year, and it's just the energy, right? I mean, you can notice it from up here that Syracuse came to play. Duke is on its heels, and it's flat, and it's a lot of one-on-one. It's not a lot of team, and that's reflective in the scoreboard with the dominant performance that Syracuse is putting on the field.
Gary Gait told us yesterday in our meeting with him that if you just looked on paper, Duke has more talent. His team knows that, but he felt like his team maybe had the camaraderie, the chemistry to go out and steal this game today. They're not just stealing it, they are dominating so far, 7-1, and they've got the possession with 7 minutes left of this second quarter to go and get another goal here. Who's impressed you most today offensively for the Orange?
Well, I mean, you start with Tucker Dordevic. I mean, he is the one that causes all kind of stress in your defense. But Seabolt's been really impressive with his ability to drive, to get to plays in the field that put pressure on the defense. It's hard to pick just a couple. I mean, they've all played within the system. How many careless errors have there been?
I can't think of one.
Not one.
Meanwhile, Syracuse defensively has turned Duke over 6 times. Here's Curry. Ten seconds to shoot. Back to Curry up top. He scored the winner in this matchup in 2019. 3 seconds left on the timer. Off the pipe, which will reset the shot clock, but Syracuse couldn't pick it up. Here comes the Blue Devils. Kenny Brower in transition. A Duke scoring drought that's now lasted more than 18 minutes without a goal. Here's O'Neal. He's the guy to stop it, and he does. Brennan O'Neal, exactly what the Blue Devils craved. Stings the corner to beat Bobby Gavin.
When you struggle on the 6-on-6, look for fast break and slow break opportunities like O'Neal does here. If you're Syracuse, though, you live with this. You forced him to his right hand, down the alley. One maybe Gavin wishes he had back. But again, you look to your stars to step up when you need them most. Brent O'Neal gets his first of the game, the second for the Blue Devils.
Duke desperately needed that. Ends the scoring drought that lasted more than 18 minutes. Battle for the face-off won by Naso. After Fopp had won 5 of the last 7, Naso needed that one, and Duke trying to use this as a springboard to get back in this game, get some confidence back in their sticks. Dyson Williams, he's been really quiet today, 51 in blue. And Duke's got 2 in a row. After 18 minutes without scoring, they get 2 in 90 seconds. Reed Landlid, the freshman, fired at home.
And right here, a nice job setting up his dodge, getting back to his strength, his left hand, the low to high. This is going to be a great angle here. Look at this hard plant. Set up his defenseman. And the quick release off the dodge. It's Landon, his 3rd of this season.
The one thing you could give Duke credit in this first half is down 7-1. They didn't press. Still very patient on offense, trying to work it around, plenty of time. A lot of teams would start to panic, start to press, but John Danowski has this team drilled to just kind of keep working through the offense. Eventually, you're going to break through. Flag on the field for the first time today. It's going to go against.
Fouls on white 37, delay of game 30 seconds. White 37.
Dave Petramala not very happy with that call.
That is a tough call. It's a delay of game. You're going to see he wins the clamp, and now he exits. And he tries to get it out of his stick. And I'm not sure I see the delay of game there.
Looked pretty fluid.
Now, if it was a third faceoff violation, then
right.
Sure. But there to say that was a delay of game when he was merely trying to pick up the ball, tough break for the Orange.
Duke on the man up for the first time today, looking for 3 goals in a row. Stolen away. Nick Kakemo comes up large to kill the man-up opportunity for Duke. Timeout taken by Syracuse with a little more than 4 minutes left of this second quarter. Dave Petramala has to be happy with his man-down defense. Syracuse will go back to even strength pretty much immediately out of this timeout. We show you the Inside Lacrosse media poll, and usually you're used to seeing ACC teams flooding the top 5, the top 10. This year, obviously Maryland, the cream of the crop, and then a lot of Ivy League.
I mean, if you look at the conferences, I think from top to bottom, the Ivy League is in a whole other class with the depth, right? There's 6 teams in the top 20, right? You got Brown there at 5-2, and that's a team that's getting scary and scarier. And then the Big Ten, and I think the ACC this year, for the first time in a long time, is probably the 3rd best conference.
Really? Wow.
And if you look at it, I mean, it used to be in the ACC, they get at least 4, almost 5 in.
Yep.
You know, this year it's going to be 3 at the most, in my opinion, just given the depth of the Big Ten and the Ivies.
Okay, so Ivy League, the most they've gotten in recent history is 2. How many do you think gets in for the Ivy League this year?
I think 5.
Wow.
I think it's 4 or 5. And look at, what was the question on the Ivy League? No one knew who they were going to be, right? They haven't played.
I know.
And for a long time, everyone thought that was going to really hurt them.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it worked in their favor to some degree.
So Penn, Princeton, Cornell, more than likely they're in. Yale, Penn. We mentioned Penn, so that's 4. So Penn,
okay, so Harvard or Brown.
So you think one of those 2 gets in and makes it 5?
Right. If the Ivy,
what a statement that would be after a year.
If the Ivy League is a battle, right? If all the teams knock one another off and there's no clear favorite, I think you get 5 in. If a couple pull away, then maybe not. Maybe it's 4. But if they're as close to one another as it appears that they are, the Ivy, they're going to be well represented.
Interesting. We're talking with Gary Gate yesterday. Princeton doing so well this season. He reminded us, Pat March, the offensive coordinator for Syracuse, built that Princeton team. He was an assistant coach there, recruited all the players that are playing now. And even though he's not there to physically coach them, such a gifted recruiter to get them to Princeton, hopefully can have the same success on the recruiting trail for Syracuse and start to rebuild their roster here. So out of the timeout, Syracuse a 4-goal lead, back to full strength. Good look for Curry, couldn't beat Adler that time.
I mean, the quality of the shots that Syracuse is generating is the most impressive part of this game thus far. Every time they want to get their hands free, they're able to do it.
7 goals from 6 different scorers. It's been a balanced attack for Syracuse. Duke scored the last 2 goals, though. Can they continue to build some momentum headed into halftime? Long, risky pass, and too risky that time. Turnover.
It was the right pass.
John Danowski's reaction says it all.
It was the right pass. It's just playing in the dome. Some of the seats, the balls get lost. And so the longer the passes, you're going to have a tendency for more error if it's not something you're used to.
You played here twice, right?
I played here twice, yes. And it may sound weird, but for goalies and not having fans behind the goals makes it hard to see the ball. This portion of the field where their ball was coming from, there's no fans. It makes it hard to pick up the white ball.
Your C-ball. Ball's loose. Great defense again. Wilson Stevenson battling for the ball. It'll stay with Syracuse. Credit the Orange, relentless on the ride.
And physical. They're bringing the bodies.
Fresh shot clock too. Look at that, 7 caused turnovers to 0. It's been the difference in this game. Dordovic. Usually the go-to guy. It feels like sometimes he's a one-man team scoring the ball. It's been a lot more balanced today. He's had a lot of help. How about that one? Ring it off the pipe and in, stinging corners. It's Corsi again. He delivers his second goal, and the Orange back up by 5.
And after a long possession, Syracuse identifies the matchup they want with Corsi. And look at his, you have to get your hands on his gloves. Corsi identifies that he had some time and room and just peppers the far corner. But that goal to me is a result of the long possession. Duke is tired defensively, right? That was almost 2 long possessions because they had it. They rode it back. They got it another opportunity, and Duke can't stay with them.
They had the ball for more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds on that possession and finally broke Duke down. Battle for the face-off here, won by Syracuse. How about this for a huge momentum swing at the end of the first half? Duke had pulled 2 goals back. Seemed like they'd be the ones headed into the locker room with some confidence, but Syracuse punches back, gets the goal, and now can really hold for virtually the last shot of this half. I mean, there's a 10-second separation, but they'll definitely look to slow things down.
And oftentimes when you're looking to do that, you find someone who's guarded by a short stick. I mean, a terrible error there from Cook. Why put yourself in a position on the end line where that could happen? The first mental error though, right? We were talking about it earlier. That was the first one of the game that the Orange have had.
Now can Duke make them pay on the other end? Try and give them something to hold on to going into this second half. Cut it to a 4-goal Syracuse lead. John Danowski takes a timeout. 30 seconds left to this second quarter to draw something up. Had a great conversation with John Danowski, and I joked with him, he's a Long Island guy, coached at Hofstra for 20 years. He's got ties to Long Island, and said, come on, you're just going back home, pulling out the Long Island kids. He goes, no, actually, it's the first 4 kids I've ever recruited from St. Anthony's in my 16 years at Duke. A sophomore trio of O'Neal, Naso, Denenza, and then Katie DeSimone, also in that sophomore class, a terrific player on the Duke women's team. And those 4 have come from St. Anthony's and been really, really good early in their Blue Devils career.
And Coach Danowski said that the reputation for the players on that school are blue-collar type players, and that's what he says he is. And that's why I think he's attracted to them as members of his team. He's going to need a little bit more from them today here to get back up into the matchup. But
he reminded us how young they are, too. Look, they're arguably 3 of the top 5 players on the team. and yet they're sophomores. And then Andrew McAdory, who's the fourth St. Anthony's product, he's just a freshman. So obviously you want to always get the results now, but this is a trio, and then add in McAdory as your fourth, that will continue to grow together for multiple more seasons. Out of the timeout, what do you want to see here from Duke?
I'd like to see crisper ball. Again, at no point has Syracuse held on to a ball for this long in one stick. Move the ball through the X. Draw slides. Again, way too long for one person.
Montgomery trying to thread the needle. Stays with it though, keeps the possession alive, and Duke cashes in. Syracuse failed to clear it, and Andrew McAdory makes him pay off great hustle and a terrific feed from Montgomery.
Right here, the forced feed from Montgomery. But then here, the alertness, the ground ball, the vision to pick that up and to get it across the field for McAdory with 3 seconds left. We just mentioned him as one of the St. Anthony's products.
Yeah.
Look, I think he, to me, is the most important piece for this Duke team. I mentioned earlier, he's got such immense talent. He's an unbelievably quick, powerful athlete. Brennan O'Neill needs him to go to another level to get where he wants to go.
Well, Syracuse dominated the first half. There's no mistake of that. This is the best half that they've played under Gary Gait and Dave Petramala. And yet, that goal with 3.5 seconds left could prove to be crucial down the stretch. Remember, it's always close between these two teams. A fun second half awaits. If we know anything, Matt Ward, about this matchup, it's going to come down to the wire. 6 of the last 7 games decided by 1 goal, including the last 3. This is 2018, where Jamie Trimboli won it. That's the game-winning goal there. And then in 2019, it was heroics for the Orange again, Brendan Curry. You know, there was no game, obviously, in 2020, and then 2021, Duke was the one that won it at the wire. So 6 of the last 7 meetings, 1-goal game. The last 3, 1-goal game.
And that save from Adler there to seal the victory, 15-14, was one of the best you'll ever see. It was in the last second of the game. They're going to need more of that today.
Syracuse has got the 4-goal lead, but Duke is ready for anything. Brought to you by Old Spice. They are outscoring opponents 99-52 in the second half. Safe to say, this Blue Devils team is a second half team.
And look, this is a program that never panics. They like to see how things unfold and then make adjustments. Coach Janowski is the best at that, and they kind of follow his approach in that what happens initially isn't what matters. It's how do you respond. And his team obviously never lets things get out of control in their mind and in their perspective on the game. And look out here. I mean, if Naso at the faceoff X can kind of regain some of that form he had a year previous, and you get O'Neill and you get McAdory and you get Nakai Montgomery, more and more offensive possessions, this is a team that can score in bundles.
Yeah, I mean, recent history has told us this game's going to go down to the wire. Don't let that first half lull you into, okay, Syracuse is just going to comfortably win. This is a Duke team, again, we just showed you, dominates opponents, almost doubles the scoring compared to their opponents in the second half this season. Just last game, scored 7 straight goals in the third quarter to take command of the game against Towson and ultimately win that game. But they certainly have their work cut out for them to start this second half trailing by 4. Face-off violation gives the Orange the ball to start. And for Syracuse, it's replicating that first half performance. Certainly the best half of lacrosse they've had in the Gary Gait era. How do you keep your foot on the gas and close out a game?
It starts here in the first possession, right? What was so important for them was kind of smart, error-free lacrosse. And so they don't necessarily need to score here, but keep generating the offensive opportunities they did in the first half.
Dordovic got the hands free after he stepped on the brake, spun around, but denied by Adler. Last thing Syracuse wants to see is Mike Adler get hot too.
And it's one of those things, again, maybe not take some of the outside shots or the first shot there. I love that move from Dordovic, but I'd love to see him keep moving his feet, keep running, get closer, make the shot a little bit more pressure-filled for Adler in the cage than kind of a 15-yarder where they typically save him more often than they don't.
Here's O'Neal over the top, no good. Duke went 18 minutes without a goal in that first half, but scored 3 in the final 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Montgomery assisted the goal with 3.5 seconds left. McAdory, number 2 in blue, who has it now, scored it. Montgomery again, right on the money, and Dyson Williams finishes it. Terrific start to this third quarter for Duke.
And so, most important part of that play is McAdory drawing the slide, the quick ball movement, and then Nakai Montgomery has some of the best vision in the midfield in the game and does a nice job finding Williams there, who steps up the field to put in the back of the cage. But that's better team offense. Draw the slide, move the ball, get your head up, and it's the hockey assists that are going to matter most for Duke if they're going to play a better second half.
Syracuse led this game by 6, 7-1 with 6 minutes left to the second quarter. Duke has cut that lead in half. There is plenty of time left in this game. The Blue Devils are growing into it. We told you they're a second half team, and they have started on the front foot today. Trying to find Williams again inside, knocked down and stolen away.
And a nice job on the defensive recovery. Gavin threw a little bit of a buddy pass there. Yeah.
Thought maybe the Orange would push in transition there, instead settling it down, working their first line midfield back out to the field.
And I think that's the right play based on how the game has unfolded, because on the 6-on-6, they've been able to generate quality shots really whenever they want. If that hadn't been the case, yes, maybe you force in transition a little bit more, but right now I think Syracuse feels good in their sets. They feel good in the opportunities that they're going to generate just in the normal 6-on-6. So maintain possession.
.20 seconds left on the shot clock. Berkman with 2 goals to his name today, curls around the cage. No angle, so he passes it back. Trying to get the hands free, shuffling in, drawing the foul. And this will be a Syracuse man-up opportunity once they blow the play dead, which they do now.
Fouls on blue number 6, push for possession, 30 seconds. Blue 6, push, 30. 6.
So Syracuse moves to the man up for the first time today.
And right here, look at the effort from Cordes. He's going to go towards the cage. Here's the push. He loses possession, but look at it. I mean, Syracuse came to play today, contesting every 50-50 ground ball. Energy is contagious.
Midway through the man-up opportunity. Bouncer, and it goes. Tucker Dordovic delivers. And Syracuse cashes in on the extra man opportunity.
And a nice set. Dordovic, their best outside shooter, does a nice job filling. It's just a simple cut down the near side, and Dordovic fills. And I love the change of his release point there. Most of his shots today have been 3/4 sidearm. That one, the nice over-the-top step-down shot. He is such a righty-lefty player. Not often do you see players who can shoot from range with both hands. Tucker Dornovic, one of the best.
His second goal today, the leading scorer for Syracuse this season with 28 goals. He said this week in a press conference on Wednesday that he will return for year number 6, his final year of eligibility next season. That was up in the air, and Dornovic saying that he wants to continue to be part of this rebuilding project because under Gary Gay, they're bringing in the #1 class in the country on paper next season. They feel like they're going to build something special. Obviously some growing pains in this first season, but if they could close out this game, that would be a big step forward in the Gary Gate rebuilding project. Berkman didn't have the ball. You were talking about that quick release. It only works if you have the ball in your stick. Here's O'Neal. Kennedy's kept him quiet. Only 1 goal for Brennan O'Neal today. There's a flag on the field, so Duke will go to the man up. It's a freebie possession for the Blue Devils right now. And Lully tried to roll it to Montgomery. I don't know what that was.
If I'm Duke, I'm going to McAdory. Look, he's, to me, by far the biggest matchup issue that Syracuse has on the field.
It's 2 in blue. 2-man game right now with Lully. Lully got the hands free. Gavin makes the save. And now Duke will move to the man up. Let's get the call.
White 11, 1-minute personal flash.
Gets Brett Kennedy. 7 saves for Bobby Gavin today in cage. Again, he's been splitting that job with Harrison Thompson all season long, but if he continues to play like this, I think he's won the job. We'll get a test here with Duke on the man up for a minute. We just saw Syracuse cash in on the extra man opportunity.
And right now, Syracuse is shutting off Brennan O'Neal. You can see him on the top of the screen. They're not going to let him be involved in this man-up opportunity. So they'd rather go out at 5-on-4 rather than 6-on-5.
Great move. Sean Lully steps in and drills it past Bobby Gavin. And Duke converts the man-up opportunity and draws back within 3.
When you take that approach as a defense, it creates more space for the offense, right? And so Lully, just a nice job with kind of the liaison faire set up there. Just steps up the field. Patient in his release, puts it near post. Petramala upset more about the angle taken on the defensive end more so than anything else. Slide to where you think the player's going, not where they are. And Lully does a nice job stepping up the field.
Still a lot of time left in this game. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. I'm sure Syracuse fans are thinking this clock has to tick faster. Chance in transition off the face-off. Rang it off the pipe. Dornovic recovers. Now fighting through traffic, 3 Blue Devils in on the scene. And Duke successfully creates the turnover.
And Dornovic there got called for trapping it against his chest, which he looked to do ever so slightly in the triple team that he was facing. As Duke's gonna get caught with a trip here.
What was a very clean first half has now been a lot of penalties in this third quarter as both teams have that sense of urgency building.
Duke's definitely stepped it up a little bit from an energy perspective.
Chested it when he got double teams.
And you're going to see the trip right there. Caputo with the incidental contact, but in the game of lacrosse, that is a penalty. Maybe not pass interference, but it's a minute penalty here.
Syracuse 1 for 1 on the man up today. They just scored a moment ago. And Matt, you said before the game you didn't feel like either team had room for error, could afford to lose this game. That rolls in. Took a piece off of Adler, but had enough on it to roll across the line. Syracuse 2 for 2 on the extra man today. And it's Tucker Dordovic's third goal.
And Dordovic here again. Syracuse doing a nice job getting him to positions on the field where he can get his hands free. Not the prettiest release. One Adler wishes he had back, the one you have to turn and watch it slowly creep over the line. It's painful as a goaltender. But Tucker Dordovic has done a nice job changing his release point. Some high to low, some low to high. A very talented outside shooter.
Fopp and Naso have been even at the X today. Each have won 9. That gets a call called against Fopp, so Duke ball, trailing by 4 now. Dordovic scored the last 2 for Syracuse. Duke has closed the gap to as little as 3. Syracuse every time continues to answer and keep the separation. Not allowing Duke to build momentum in this third quarter. Here's Aiden Denenza. He's been quiet today. Great defense by the short stick. Carter Rice, the freshman.
This is
Denenza stride for stride.
And here's McAdory. This is the matchup if I'm Duke we're looking to take advantage of.
McAdory has a step and uses it. The freshman right on the money. Notches his second goal of the afternoon, and Duke back within 3. You nailed it, Matt. McAdory, he's been the go-to guy.
He is the one that is able to get his hands free. Now he's a right-handed player. Look at that shot with his off hand to the middle of the field. If he can stretch a defense like that, watch out for his career.
Hey Cover Girls, coming to you fresh-faced from home. Remember that? I was a cover girl in 1998, and today I'm a cover girl. Thanks to Simply Ageless, America's #1 anti-aging foundation. With the plumping power of hyaluronic acid complex. It's skincare and makeup in one for instant wrinkle reduction and healthy glowing skin. Once a cover girl, always a cover girl. With Simply Ageless. From easy, breezy, beautiful, cover girl.
Isn't it time we thank our eyes? For maintaining focus in the face of pressure, and for showing us you don't have to bowl a good game to have a good time. Thank your eyes by enrolling in a VSP Vision Plan. Learn how at VSP.com.
Premier Lacrosse League.
The Premier Lacrosse League is really game-changing.
Historic day for the sport of lacrosse.
We are set up for arguably the greatest season of professional lacrosse history.
On June 4th, the PLL era on ESPN begins. 47 games across 13 cities, all right here on ESPN, the home for lacrosse. Once college lacrosse season ends, we're just getting going here at ESPN. Cannot wait for June 4th. Cannot wait for the Premier Lacrosse League to be on ESPN. Matt Ward, Jay Alter with you. Probably some guys in this game today that one day you'll see playing in the PLL. But right now they're focused on a crucial ACC battle. Duke trying to dig out of a 6-goal hole. Big hit! Kennedy laid the lumber. A flag comes in. And Duke will likely go on the man up, trailing by 3. Take another look.
That was a ground ball in the middle of the field. As you can see, looks like Griffin Cook maybe here down with a knee.
Well, there's two different plays. So
Correct.
Cook was...
This is not the penalty. This is just the
Cook
ground
was
ball
first injured on the ground ball on the near side of the field, and then Kennedy was flagged in the middle of the field for a hit. Cook, the local product for Janesville DeWitt High School here in the Syracuse area 2016. New York State champ with JD.
And here's the penalty. It's a tough play for Kennedy. You know, it's kind of, they're trying to take those hits out of the game, Lacrosse, the blind side, slightly high hits. You know, Kennedy, I would say the one thing he could have done better is had his hands a little bit closer together and not extended up. And because of that, the Blue Devils are going to be man up.
So Duke goes to the man up for a minute. They're 1 of 2 today with the extra man. Again, the lead was as large as 6. Now down to 3. Duke trying to close the gap again. Montgomery chases it down and reloads. Montgomery give and go with Dyson Williams. Crossfield pass. Montgomery keeps it hot. Lully on the doorstep, missed it. It's still 24 seconds left on the man up for Duke. Here's Montgomery, usually so good at unlocking opposing defenses on the man up. Syracuse has kept Duke in check. 3 seconds to even strength. Williams, one last crack at it and sends it high. Syracuse kills the man-up penalty.
A nice job from Syracuse. Yeah, they gave up a couple shots.
O'Neal with the team back to even strength. Does not matter. Brennan O'Neal makes it a 2-goal game.
And so Syracuse had done a really nice job on the man down, communicating here, a complete breakdown. Out of the substitution, out of the man down. Brennan O'Neal, Duke's best player, left completely unguarded. And then he does a nice job. When you're trying to run out and play defense on him, he's too big and he's too fast, you're in trouble. And right there, that was the perfect opportunity for him to attack the cage as he gets Duke within 2.
4 goals in this third quarter. We told you Duke is a second half team, outscoring their opponents 99 to 52 in second halves this season. And this is the closest the game has been since it was 3-1 in the first quarter. Remember, the last 3 times these two teams have faced each other, it's come down to the wire, a 1-goal game. 6 of the last 7 meetings, 3 in a row. Just feels like destiny. We are headed for another game that comes down to the last play. Drama continues to build. 5 minutes left to this third quarter. Dordovic runs out of trouble. Now finds Curry. Dordovic already 3 goals today. That one bounces wide.
But a great offensive set for Syracuse. You know, the difference in this quarter is I feel like they haven't had possession nearly as much as they did in the first half. But the offensive sets that they have had have still been very effective.
Curry trying to get back to his feet, unable to do so. Adler quick off his line, scoops up the ball. And Duke can start the clear. And Duke gave it away. Syracuse strong on the ride. Dordovic has it. Here's Siebold. Steps up, fires right at Adler.
Just not the right time. We talked early in the first half how Syracuse is getting a lot of these great opportunities on the 6-on-6. You don't need to force the issue in the unsettled, and right there, unfortunately, Siebold, in my opinion, took an ill-advised shot.
Forced it.
I think he forced it when it would have been a really nice job, a nice offense is set to put more pressure on Duke, who had just played 60 seconds of straight defense.
Here's O'Neal. Works right into Kennedy. Double team comes over now. Big hit. Alexo laid the lumber. O'Neal gets back up. Duke 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Aaron pass. O'Neal couldn't control it. Kept in momentarily, and then Syracuse wins it back on the over and back call.
And what a series there for Alexo, knocking Brennan O'Neal on the ground, which is no small feat. That's a big man to hit that hard, and right there to cause the over and back to get another possession for the Orange. Impressive shift for the long stick mini.
Coming up after us, a terrific lacrosse day on your Saturday continues with Michigan and Johns Hopkins. Fun finish coming to the Dome first. You know, Syracuse was so balanced offensively in the first half. Now I feel like, Matt, they've kind of settled into the Tucker Dordevic, just do your thing right now.
I think he's taken more shots in this half. I think the first half, it was still his show. He was the one initiating, causing the defense for Duke to slide, but then they were doing a nice job kind of complementing playing team lacrosse. Here it's been a little bit more, hey, I'm going to win the matchup and take the shot myself, but I don't hate it. I think it's, I think it's very similar to what they've been doing, just a different kind of shooter.
Curry put it on a tee for Corsi. Couldn't convert. Backed up by Syracuse. 30 seconds left on the timer. Clinging to a 2-goal lead. Dordevic calling for it. Corsi elects to run out of trouble down the right alley. Fires it wide. 14 seconds left on the shot clock for Syracuse. Here's Dordevic. Already with a hat trick today, went low. Adler couldn't be fooled. It's now 8 saves from Mike Adler. It's a third quarter that's belonged to Duke. Andrew McAdory's been the catalyst. He's got the ball here, number 2 in blue. Trying to make it a 1-goal game headed into the fourth quarter.
He just looks to move at a different speed than any of the other Duke midfielders.
Montgomery finds McAdory, keeps the ball hot, over to O'Neal, steps in and scores! Brennan O'Neal, a hat trick today, makes it a 1-goal game.
We talked earlier about who's going to be the player that is going to get Brennan O'Neal to the next level, right? Because to me, Brennan O'Neal, off of ball movement, is unguardable, right? Off of stagnant offense, off the dead ball, whistles on the end line, he's a good player, not great. But when you get defensive moving, and that starts with McAdory and Nakai Montgomery getting the defense to slide, you put him in a position there, you can't stop him. He's too big, he's too skilled off of ball movement to think you can prevent him from putting the ball in the back of the net.
Duke has scored the last 3 goals, and they're leading 5-2 in this third quarter. They have come all the way back from down as many as 6 in this game. They've certainly thrown their punch. Now could Syracuse fire back with a punch of their own, clinging to a 1-goal lead. 45 seconds away from the fourth quarter. Curry, not a great angle. It'll stay with Syracuse. Duke seems like they've really tightened the screws defensively too.
I mean, look, Duke is doing a nice job. They're well coached. I think Again, if I'm Syracuse, though, I'm not discouraged by the opportunity. It's just been less of them, and Adler's made some saves, and to your point, Duke is doing a better job off ball, kind of clamping down those shooters, not letting them just have free reign with their hands free on step downs.
Here's Dordovic. Corsi, 2 goals for the freshman today. 12 seconds left at the end of this third quarter. Corsi with a lot of speed on that, backed up by Berkman. 9 seconds to work with. Final opportunity, Dordovic. No good, and Syracuse will go to the fourth quarter clinging to a 1-goal lead. The last 3 meetings between Duke and Syracuse have come down to the final possession. 1-goal games. We could very well get another one. A fun fourth quarter coming on the home of Lacrosse, ESPN.
Hey Cover Girls, coming to you fresh-faced from home. Remember that? I was a Cover Girl in 1998, and today I'm a Cover Girl. Thanks to Simply Ageless, America's #1 anti-aging foundation. With the plumping power of hyaluronic acid complex. It's skincare and makeup in one for instant wrinkle reduction and healthy glowing skin. Once a Cover Girl, always a Cover Girl. With Simply Ageless. From easy, breezy, beautiful, Cover Girl.
It's amazing. He's talking about motorcycle insurance, and people love it.
You deserve to save.
I deserve to save.
I mean, he has a way of making you feel seen.
Bundle car and motorcycle insurance at geico.com.
Old Spice College Lacrosse is brought to you by Old Spice. Smell ready for anything. Dave Petramala's defense fired up in the opening first quarter, only held Duke to 1 goal, but here come the second half Blue Devils. It's just a 1-goal game, a third quarter that Duke dominated. And this sets up to be a fun fourth quarter. Matt Ward, Jay Alter with you. What's going to be the difference in this game down the stretch?
I think it's faceoffs. If Duke can continue to win possession, they're starting to find their groove offensively. I think Syracuse is in trouble. For Syracuse, I think it's don't panic. You're playing good lacrosse. I don't think that was a bad quarter that they played. You know, I think they generated some good offensive opportunities. They just didn't put the ball in the back of the net, and that happens. Don't panic. Don't change anything.
Stays with Syracuse, and now the Orange settle things down. You don't want to play too tight, though, to protect this 1-goal lead.
Well, that's not what you do. I think they continue to play good offense, create slides, move the ball through X, get your step-down shooters, continue to put Tucker Dordovic in the right spots.
There it is, right on cue. Tucker Dordovic delivers his 4th goal on the afternoon, and Syracuse back up by 2.
And it's just a nice job for him being in the right place at the right time. Curry drives to the right, and what you'll see is Dordovic step out and away from the slide. He's stepping away from the slide, man. That's where that space opened up. And he's able to get his hands free, and then the shot in and out of your stick quick. It doesn't matter how accurate you are or how hard you shoot it. And those types of moments is how quick can you get the ball out of your stick, and Dordovic pulls it off very nicely for the Cuse.
Tucker Dordovic with all 3 Syracuse goals this half. Jacob Fopp wins the faceoff with a head of steam. Too much on it for Seaball. There's a flag that flies in, though. Fopp took a big hit, which probably caused the errant pass, so it'll stay Syracuse ball on the extra man.
Let's take a listen here. See, this is unreleasable.
Fouls on blue 19, illegal body check to the head, 1 minute full time.
Yes, it is unreleasable. Wilson Stevenson in the box.
It was a late hit, more than maybe a high hit, but again, no matter the issue there, that's definitely a penalty. The big part to me is unreleasable. That means a minute for Syracuse. If they can get a goal here early and get a face-off, like they can make this a huge moment in this game.
So would you attack early?
Yes. I would run it as a 30-second man up and see what you can create. Don't force anything super early, but I don't think you bleed the full minute of this. Why not try to get 2 for 1?
Dordovic, bouncer, too much on it. 40 seconds left on this unreleasable man-up opportunity. Crossfield pass deflected, and Duke comes away with it. 15 seconds away from killing the extra man opportunity. Tyler Carpenter, with this Duke man down unit, comes up huge. Back to even strength. What changed in the third quarter offensively for Duke? They scored more in that quarter than they did the entire first half.
It was McAdory, in my opinion, right? They finally found someone who's going to get the ball here who can generate a step. And then that makes your defense have to make decisions. You put them in tough spots, and that's when you can play good offense.
Enza has a step, the feed, the goal! Duke back within 1. Joe Robertson notches his first goal of the afternoon. What a time for the captain to come through.
And Aiden Denenza with the drive down the side right here and then head up. Robertson, he's used to doing that, putting the ball in the back of the net. Does a nice job showing. Gets his 14th goal of the season. He was Mr. Clutch last year for the Blue Devils. 4 overtime game winners.
The captain clutch. And Robertson on the road delivers. Now it's interesting, Robertson, the wily veteran of this Duke crew, but John Danowski reminded us Duke, nobody on their entire roster has ever played in the Dome. 2019, they played outdoors at a local high school here at Syracuse. 2020, no game, and then last year was at Duke. So, change of scenery for this Duke team, but similar results. A 1-goal game. These two teams have battled to 1-goal games each of the last 3 meetings. That one rings off the pipe with a lot of pace behind it. Curry backs up his own shot.
Curry can shoot it lefty and righty. I'd like to see him pull the trigger maybe a split second sooner. He's kind of running out of some angle on some of these shots down down the wings. He's got so much power, he doesn't need to get any closer.
Here's Seabold curling around the cage, trying to scoop it in. Back up 1 by Duke. Great hustle from the Blue Devils. And now a chance to tie this game at 11.
That was good offense from Syracuse, but equally as impressive defense for the Blue Devils in their communication, their first slide, their second slides.
We have not been tied in this game since it was 0-0 at the beginning of it. Syracuse grabbed the early lead. They've had control for the game, but Duke, a second half team primed to try and come from behind and win this game on the road. A crucial, Matt Ward said, must-win ACC game for both teams. Gavin controls the shot. It can start the clear for the Cuse. Crossfield pass picks out the freshman Tyler Cordes. Here's Dordovic, attacking from up top where he's so dangerous. Turns, spins, bouncer over the top of Adler's cage. for it and gets it. Now to Curry. 25 seconds left on the shot clock for Syracuse. The freshman Corsi with 2 goals to his name today. Tees up Curry. 8 seconds to shoot. The senior. Curry, 3 seconds left on the timer. In trouble. Deflects. No good. That's a shot clock violation, but Duke will just take it in transition. Duke with a great opportunity to tie it at 11. O'Neal dispossessed from behind. Brennan O'Neal thought those hands were going to get free to tie this game. Instead, it's Syracuse between the legs. Are you kidding me? Tucker Dordevic. You'll see that on SportsCenter Top 10.
Just great all-around team lacrosse from Syracuse. They push it in transition. And then the pass to Dordevic, one-handed through the legs. Are you kidding me? Landon Clary causes the turnover, picks it up. The nice touch pass. Dordevic has the dome in a tizzy. As Syracuse gets their lead back to 2. Two individual efforts, one from Landon Curry, one from Tucker Dordevic.
Whistle off the face-off, a crucial call, and it's going to go Duke's way. After Dordovic's heroics, a 2-goal lead for Syracuse. Here's McAdory. That first step is so quick. Freshman wants it back and he gets it. Into attack mode. Angle's not there for the young freshman. You can tell that's the game plan though. They are feeding too early and often. Through the spin cycle, hit. Errant pass, turnover. Tried to find his high school teammate Brennan O'Neal. Missed him low.
And Brett Kennedy with the nicely timed slide there. McAdory actually had the right thought. Sometimes it's tough to execute when someone hits you right in the chest. And Kennedy for Syracuse causes the turnover.
Caused turnovers today by Dave Petramala's defense. The game plan has been perfect. Now, can Syracuse hold on to this lead for the final 8 minutes of regulation? Michigan and Johns Hopkins will start on ESPN News, and then we'll bring it to you once we're done here in the Dome. But buckle up, we've got a fun finish coming at the ACC. Here's Curry, steps in and scores! Brendan Curry unleashes a flamethrower, and Syracuse is leading by 3.
Again, all offense for the Orange, starting with Tucker Dordevic with a nice skip pass. Curry doing what he does best, step into the middle of the field and unleashing a cannon to the back of the cage.
I love A&T Subaru. They make it so easy.
A new Subaru and that new car smell? Life is good.
The A&T Advantage makes car buying simple, convenient, and exceptional.
This March, spring into savings all month long. Shop A&T Subaru in Sellersville.
No hassle, no haggle, no pressure. And that Bulldog is dreamy.
I double dog dare you to check out A&T Subaru. They're closer than you think.
It's amazing. He's talking about motorcycle insurance, and people love it.
You deserve to save.
I deserve to save.
I mean, he has a way of making you feel seen.
Bundle car and motorcycle insurance at geico.com.
We welcome you back to Old Spice College Lacrosse. Boy, oh boy, this game has delivered. Syracuse and Duke both enter with their backs against the wall. Matt Ward, Jay Alter with you. Tucker Dordevich's 5 goals, the difference for Syracuse right now.
And he's just doing it in a lot of different ways. The outside shooter gonna get a couple righty step downs here. This is the second that trickles in the back of the cage. And then here just showing his off ball. And then the highlight show. The catch to the one hand between the legs. How smooth was that? I mean, where do you practice that, right? I mean, like,
in the backyard. I mean,
how?
Yeah, true.
That's just pure skill and athleticism. What a truly special player he is.
Syracuse a 3-goal lead, trying to close out what would be a statement win in year number 1 for Gary Gay. Unsettled play, stolen away by Duke. Kenny Brower with the takeaway, and Duke down, but certainly not out. Plenty of time left in this game, more than 7 minutes left. Duke has never led in this game. They cut it to just a 1-goal lead for Syracuse twice this half, but they failed to capitalize, and now they turn it over. Adler's out of his goal. Siebold decides to go into attack mode. Flag comes in. You would have settled that down, right?
I think Siebold identified Duke was in a pretty compromised position there, right?
Blue 19, 30-second technical push.
Stevenson was trailing Siebold, who saw that he had the inside track right here, right? And so Siebold knew that he was going to be 100% back facing Stevenson, and his only outlet to prevent a one-on-one goal there was to push him in the back and give your man down defense an opportunity.
Dordevich didn't get a clean shot off there. Backed up by Syracuse, though. Syracuse 2 for 4 on the extra man today. Patient approach for Syracuse. They don't have to score on the extra man. Content to control this 3-goal lead, continue to kill clock. 40 seconds left on the shot clock. A little more than 6 minutes left in regulation. Here's Tucker Dordevich, 5 goals to his name today. He's been simply sensational. Now trying to close out what would be the biggest win of the season. Great pass, Siebold the finish. Camping out on the doorstep, quick stick finish, and Siebold makes it a 4-goal game.
Siebold guarded by Lindsay, the short stick, so Duke's thinking, we're gonna have to slide, and so Siebold, with all the attention on Dordevich, just steps to the back post.
After Duke had cut it to 1 to make it 11-10, Syracuse has scored 3 straight goals to take back command of this game. 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in it. Bopp wins it again. He's gotten the better of Naso today. Only won 1 face-off against Jake Naso in their matchup a year ago. 1 of 10 before he was pulled. Now he has won 16, including 7 of the last 9. He's been the difference.
What did I say was going to be the big key to the fourth quarter? So face-offs.
Right on the money.
And it was for Duke. They had to get extra possessions, and they just haven't been able to do it.
It's a Duke team that's lost to Loyola, Jacksonville, Penn, which is certainly not a bad loss, far from it, but Now on the verge, 5 minutes away from losing to a 3-4 Syracuse team. This Blue Devils team, their backs are right against that wall right now.
They're not going to have too many games in the ACC moving forward that they're favored in, right? And so they're going to have to come up with a couple victories that on paper right now you wouldn't think they should win, which they can do, right? I mean, there's still a lot of lacrosse left, but to me, this game was a must-win, really, for both, and we've hit on that a couple times. And I'm excited, Syracuse, the energy they're playing with, the confidence they're playing with, the team lacrosse, are like, where does this go from now? Does this push them forward with some confidence?
Yeah, if they can close out the final 4 minutes and 30 seconds of this game, could this be a springboard for Syracuse's season? They've held Duke scoreless for more than 8 minutes. 8 minutes without a goal, and now they have to find 4 in the final 4 minutes. Tall task for Duke. Denenza puts it on a tee. Robertson couldn't finish, and Kennedy beats Duke to the line. The win possession for Syracuse. Clock continues to tick down. 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from what would be a statement win for Gary Gait in his first year coaching this program. Not just that they won, but the way they have won, the way they have played this afternoon.
They played with some belief, to me, for the first time all season. Right? It was because they got off to a fast start. They weren't behind. They executed early on and didn't make silly errors. Like, the good things can snowball just as quickly as the bad things do, right? And Syracuse today has been phenomenal when they've been tested, right? Like, Duke got this to a 1-goal game. And they answered the bell, and now they're up 4 with just under 3 minutes left.
Look at that shot differential, 59-31. Corsi trying to tiptoe down the sidelines, a timeout taken by Syracuse. 4-goal lead, 2 minutes and 51 seconds left. The Orange will stay with the ball. Matt Ward just said, can this be a springboard? Well, take a look at the upcoming schedule at Notre Dame, at Albany, the number 4 Cornell. That's a great opportunity here at the Dome to get a resume win for the NCAA tournament.
Look, if you're Syracuse and you win a game against Virginia, a game against Cornell, and Notre Dame, you win 2 of those, right? And you end above 500, that's a decent resume. Like, you're in the conversation, right? And so they have too much talent, a great coaching staff.
With 88 again.
We're going to listen into the Dave Petramala huddle.
All right, let's push him to his left hand. He's too high a wing for us because he's down the alley. He's thrown inside to a righty cut. Let's force him toward the middle there, up the field, and force him to throw it back or make a play with his weak hand. Just don't get S-dodged. We understand that, sir. Hey, you got 251 digging when we have to support. All right, be ready for the spot. Okay, here we go.
All right, there's the message with 2:51 to go. When you have to dig in, dig in. The defensive huddle for Dave Petramala, which that's such a savvy hire from Gary Gait in building a staff to bring over a guy who's one of, if not the best defensive coach to ever stand on a lacrosse sideline.
I think it's the perfect hire for Coach Gary Gait, because obviously Gary Gait is a legend, had tons of success in the coaching on the women's side. This is first year on the men's side. It's different. And he brings in one of a Hall of Famer and Dave Petramala as a coach to help him learn the things that he otherwise hasn't learned through experience, right? And so I'm watching the game. Coach Petramala is the one calling the timeouts on the sideline, right? Like, he's doing a lot of the things that head coaches are typically doing because Gary Gait trusts him and knows that he has an elite coaching staff that he can rely on and lean on.
And this coaching staff told us yesterday, this team has gotten better every single week. I think that you know, it's easy to say, but actions speak louder than words. You're seeing it on the field.
And you were talking about earlier, oftentimes coaches give credit to the players for that. To me, oftentimes, that's more about the coaching staff, keeping the players in line in the belief, because I've been a part of a team where we lost a couple games early on, and for whatever reason, things went south quickly. They have not allowed that to happen here, and they're building something pretty special.
Syracuse is going to take the shot clock violation, stick Duke deep in the corner. 2 minutes left, and Duke has to somehow find 4 goals. Team that's gone scoreless for now 10 minutes in this fourth quarter. After getting it to a 1-goal game, Syracuse has battled back. Montgomery. Duke needs a quick goal here, trailing by 4. Deflection. And Brett Kennedy scoops up the ground ball. The hustle plays have been won by Syracuse today. And a standing ovation from the home crowd. Little more than a minute left. Great swim dodge. Seabold keeps possession. This is a performance, Matt, that headed into today we didn't know if Syracuse was capable of. And with Adler out of his cage, heroic effort to stop that for the back of the net, diving to keep it alive. O'Neal with a head of steam. Needs to go quickly, and he does. Saved by Bobby Gavin. He's put his stamp on this game, too.
Yeah, he's played pretty much spot on. Made all the stops that he was supposed to make. Really didn't let in any soft goals. Looked composed in the clearing game. Syracuse has struggled in clearing the ball all season long, not today.
That's the type of afternoon it's been for Duke.
Syracuse was a better team today. I mean, just throughout, from start to finish, offense looked to come a little bit easier to them. Their defense seemed to be communicating a little bit better. They were sliding. Their second slides were more on time. This was an overall really solid performance for a, don't want to say rebuilding Syracuse team, but a team that's just finding itself.
Fueled by Tucker Dordevich's 5-goal performance. And a play you'll see on SportsCenter Top 10 later tonight. Syracuse with a statement win. In Gary Gates' first season, the Orange dials up the perfect game plan to beat Duke 14-10.
You could sense the importance of this game from Syracuse from start to finish. They played a masterful game and came away with a much-needed victory.
See Griffin Cook on crutches there, first-line midfielder. Keep an eye on that moving forward as Syracuse tries to use this win as a springboard for the rest of the season. For Matt Ward, our terrific ESPNU crew, Syracuse wins it 14-10. College lacrosse loaded day. Let's get you the Johns Hopkins and Michigan.